Yes, James Crochet led the team.
He wouldn't run the ball the way he ran like tonight. A couple times where he took off.
If we're drafting all these players in the first round, we're spending money on these players.
And there is not much that teams are going to do when you're winning.
Even if you ain't feeling what I got to say, I can write it, ball it up, and sew it away.
Congrats to Ferris for Giants winning. I know you're happy.
I got 86 to drink, drop a number today.
Once we get to the playoffs,
even if you ain't feeling what I got to say, I can write it, ball it up, and sew it away. Name hit record and let the beat play. I got 86 to drink, drop a number today. I'm more Langston than
I want him to start doing that.
Would have sworn, Lord, I got the end. Him and Wade with a Marvin getting mine. That should be a big deal. Where do I sign? Living in illusions of freedom. Warning signs like
Welcome. It's your man Hendo here. Thanks for tuning again to another edition of Ravens Online on Gatekeeper. Remember, this is a safe space where you can let us know your feelings about the Baltimore Ravens, what you think is going on. But the one thing that I ask of you all is please do it respectfully. That's the only thing that I ask. And I also ask for you to give facts over feelings. But the way I'm feeling right now, if you want to just speak your feelings, go right ahead, because I am not in a good place. Now, we do have a special guest with us tonight, Coach Evans from Sip2Tally Films. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm maintaining. I'm just putting one foot in front of the other after what I just witnessed.
What did we witness?
Probably the worst offensive game I've seen in my 45-year history of watching NFL football.
Really?
That was atrocious offensively.
Listen, you know it's bad when middle of third, fourth quarter, people like, I'm not watching the rest of this game. Like they tuned out and they're like, listen, I'm sick of this team. I know going through the process of what we went through from the beginning of the season where we were all on that high, especially around the Miami game where we were putting up points. Lamar was looking like an MVP candidate to now, especially like I think the last 4 games, we've averaged 11.5 points a game, approximately.
And that's 1.5 games without Lamar, right? 2.5.
2.5 games.
2.5 games.
Right. So even with Lamar, we weren't putting up the points. And for me, the issue has been, let's take these wide receivers we got and see what they can do. Even though, once again, I've always said they've had training camp, OTAs, mini camps to prove what they can do on the field. Mm-hmm. But for some people, that just didn't seem to be enough for them to believe we needed something. And what's more upsetting to me is we're going to scream, cry, bitch and moan about the offense putting up 3 points against the worst run defense in the NFL. And from what I've read, they are the worst run defense since like 2000. And they're going to say what they must, but come draft time, all we're going to hear is we need a corner. We need an edge rusher. We need more defense. Yep. And that has not been the issue for us as a team, especially in the playoffs. You know, we've averaged 13 points in the playoffs the last 3 trips that we've had. In the last 4 games, we've averaged 13.5 points, I believe. And the defense has shut down a lot of high-powered offenses, but for some reason during the season, it's, we need offense. We need to do this. We need to do that. But draft time, it's always, we need more defense. Well, how much more defense do we need? We gave up 13 points. Your feelings, Coach?
13. It's hard to put into words that because even when I say a worse offense, I want to pull back on it.
Okay.
Run game wise, for the most part, was on point. Anytime you run for almost 200 yards, something is going right. Mm-hmm. But I think that's more JK than it is anything else, because pretty much those runs are the same plays. JK just hit them with a different timing than other people, and that's why his vision is light years better than anybody else on the team.
True.
So JK is the only back that we have that could get yardage if the blocking don't work out right, because his vision is so good. But Gus got to have almost perfect blocking. I know Mike's gone, and I don't know. I guess what's calling the doghouse out there is fumble that they had him inactive. But his vision is 3 times better than any back we put on the field in a while. And he can make stuff happen and jump through holes, and the kid can't even jump cut right now. So imagine if he had that back in his arsenal.
True.
So the run game was good. It was simple, but it was good. And so that goes to player execution. So I salute the O-line, salute the running backs, JK and Gus. But the rest of it, it's a team game. You can't just be one-dimensional and win games. And that's why I say that, because the passing game was the worst I've seen in my 45 years. I've seen some high school games have better quick game options than that, instead of just run to the sticks, turn around.
Yes, sir. We had 198 yards rushing. As a team, we averaged 8.7 yards a rush. JK averaged 9.6, and Gus averaged 7.6.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the issue was, and this has always been a problem with Greg Roman, even in the Super Bowl loss the 49ers had to us, Greg Roman tends to go away from what's working. I believe JK didn't have a carry in the fourth quarter.
I don't think he was in. That's why I thought I made the statement. I think he must be on the pitch count.
Yeah, I mean,
because he had 15 last week and 13 this week.
13 carries. Yeah.
I think they got him on the pitch count, which, to me, and I talk about. I tried to talk about this in a video yesterday, but the lady at school kept making school announcements while I was recording my videos, so I had to stop. So I got like 4 clips on there while I was talking about this, as from JK's standpoint. From a player standpoint, or a fan standpoint, I appreciate what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like he's a warrior. He's going out there giving it all. But if I'm somebody that's close to him, like his mom, his friend, or his agent, I'm like, bro, this, with that long run, like he was dragging his leg. Are you sure you want to be out there right now? Tell you 100%.
I mean, maybe he's trying to prove to the team that he can come back, because listen, JK could easily do like everybody else and price himself out of Baltimore. So or they may feel like they can replace him. So, he doesn't want to get that off injured player label.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing what he needs to do. Because even on that long run, that 37-yard run that he had, he kind of was like, oh, he's gone. And then he pulled up at the end. He doesn't have it in him. He doesn't look really healthy. And it's sad that he's our best running back.
Right. And he says he's not in shape. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think he just not. He probably not in game shape. But I don't think he might be 70%. Because he still be favored. Now his cuts look smoother this week than they did last week. But last week scared me. Especially the way he made like an 11-yard run. He like jumped on his leg. You remember the Flintstones, how they used to stop the car and turn that corner? He made cuts like that, trying not to put that leg down. And I was like, and this is scary to me. But I'm glad he made it out healthy. I'm glad he made it out of this one healthy. And get another 6 days to get, however much better you can in 6 days.
Yes, sir, because we got another game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if the game was on Sunday. All right, let's see who we got up in
the most of the NFL is on Saturday. It's 10 NFL games Saturday.
Is there? Oh,
yeah. It's a Thursday night game, then it's 10 Saturday, then it's only 3 Christmas Day, because they battling with the NBA on that day. Then I think we got a Monday nighter.
Yes,
so
sir.
Most of the NFL plays Saturday.
Okay. Oh, we got a surprise.
Uh-oh.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
What up?
Chilling. How you feeling today?
Doing all right. Thank you. How y'all doing?
Chilling. Brandon Basil, thank you for joining us. And thank you, Brandon, for becoming a member of the Road family. He just subscribed. I appreciate you, bro. Yes, indeed. Brodny, you want to give us your feelings on the game?
Well, I mean, I honestly just came in to, because since Tyler Huntley showed up in Baltimore, I've been trying to tell Ravens fans that Tyler Huntley sucks and he's not a good backup. But we weren't streaming on our channel, so I wanted to just come over here and see if anybody maybe came with their apologies and left them over by Hendo's house for us since we weren't live. Because all I've been hearing is how great Tyler Huntley is. He had the occasional he's better than Lamar, and we can restart.
Who's this beside me?
You got Tyler over the house?
Hey, what up, T?
That can't be Tyler, because Ravens fans were just saying, "Oh, look at how he reads." Oh, even your boy, let me call him the right name, Kadri. He's been real silent on Twitter since he's put up that post about Huntley having command of this offense.
Commanding the offense.
And people hit him up today, and he politely ignored them.
200 yards of rushing and 3 points.
Yep.
Wow.
And they won.
Unbelievable.
But again, how do you? And even if they kick the field goal early, like when they went, and I don't know how y'all feel about it, because I'm adamant. I agree with that call at the time because we were gashing them in the run game. I didn't think there was no way they could stop us from getting 1 yard. So even with them 3 points, it still wouldn't have mattered. But how do you feel about that call in the situation?
You know me, like I'm always about being aggressive on offense. You know, it's extremely difficult for defenses to stop you from gaining, you know, like you said, a cut of 1 or 2 yards, right? So I think if you've got it rolling, then keep it going. Especially, you know, in Baltimore, where you supposedly trust your defense, right? You got a great defense that you built up. You're killing them on the ground. You know, JK ended up 9.6 yards per carry. Gus was just under 8 yards a carry. As a team, they were over 7 yards a carry. So yeah, of course you're going to look at it and say, can't stop us from getting a yard. But you know, that's where that old John Madden quote always comes in, right? You start looking at it and you think, hey, they can't stop us on 4th and 1. But if they didn't stop you on 3rd and 1, then you wouldn't be in 4th and 1.
That's
true.
Now my thought process was, and this is not anything against you, Coach. I'm not coming at you.
No, I just speak your mind.
But it wasn't you that I heard it from. I heard it from you today. But before, everybody was like, oh, on these 4th down plays, we need to get the ball to slot record. You know, he's a 300-pound fullback. They can't stop him. Like, he's the weapon.
That's the problem. Like, you can't turn around and hands and pat. You know what I do want to hear from, though? The people, the take the points people. Because I saw Justin Tucker miss a kick today, didn't I?
Yeah, right.
Because you know, so that and that's I always have a problem with that. Don't call it taking the points. You don't know you're getting those points.
That's what I was saying to people because I was like, go for it, and I actually said, hey, give it to Regard because of what they did last week was the jet sweep on 4th and 1.
Yeah,
that I'd rather take Regard any day than that crap. But still, it's amazing that. One, he shouldn't be out there as much as he is, and his play is going down. But we run the same 2 run plays. And when we get in the I formation, we know we're running like the lead ISO, the ISO. I haven't seen a play action off of that set yet, which is probably when you should have Deshaun out there because you're gonna get everybody in the box when you get in that heavy set. But I ain't seen a pass off it yet.
I mean, listen, for me personally, yeah, it was a bad call. I think they should have kicked the field goal, but at least for me, they didn't run QB power O.
Yeah,
I was
glad about that
because
I don't think I saw a design run. Did you? I saw one.
I don't think I saw one.
Right before the half, I think he had one, and maybe it was a read and he pulled it, but we didn't see as much as we saw definitely in the last game.
This is facts.
And he made a better effort to slide and got a bounce too.
He did. Hey, look, I need to get Chin Wu on here because Chin Wu is just the most positive
for
him. I need to get Chin Wu on here because he's the most positive person in the world. I need to really know his real identity because there is nothing positive aside from J.K. Dobbins for us to take out of this game. What we have, your All-Pro tight end, Mr. Andrews, dropped another ball. Like, this is becoming commonplace with him.
Yeah, I guess I'm not allowed to say he can't catch, but he has very bad hands.
They said even when he catches it, he drops it.
Who said that?
I can't remember. I just saw it on Twitter. They was like, when he catches the ball, he drops. But I mean, you got to think about it. And Jose has said this plenty of times. When you watch Mark Andrews catch the ball, he double clutches. Every time, like, yo, you've been catching all your life, bro. Stop trying to make the spectacular catch.
Or has he?
I mean,
he had to catch something to get this far, B.
Did he?
Did he?
He had to catch something.
I mean,
what tight end?
I'll tell you a story about somebody who didn't have to do a damn thing to get that far. He was a quarterback at Penn State. He went by the name of Christian Hackenberg, and then he got to the NFL and didn't play a single play because he showed up and he was like, "Oh my God, this is exactly what we saw on film. Send him away." My man was told he was airmailing screen passes at Penn State, and they drafted him in the 2nd round anyway.
This is true. I mean, Andrews isn't that bad, and I think that's the most frustrating part for Ravens fans. We've seen him be great last year. Even when Lamar went out, he was outstanding. But I think we just expect him to keep it going. You know
what's funny about that?
What's that?
What was it? I guess it was the first 3 years. The talk about him was he's good, not great, and doesn't show up didn't show up in the playoffs, didn't show up in big games. And then he had that breakout season last year. True. Well, what was the breakout season last year? It was a season where there was no pressure because none of those were big games because you weren't going anywhere.
Yep.
So you're saying he's not a big-time player?
I'm not saying that. Mark Andrews is saying that.
The history says that.
He's saying that with his body, and I'm just repeating it, translating it and repeating it.
I mean, I guess I you know what, I can see that because last year we were saying Travis Kelce's the number one tight end, bar none, and Ravens fans came at us like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't watch football. Mark Andrews is the bee's knees, and it's nobody even close to him. But we see.
I had a key word when I made those statements last year. And I know
no, that was you.
I
you made that statement, Coach.
I had a key word though. You left out my key word.
I didn't know you said it though.
I said statistically,
yes,
he was the best tight end in the league last year. Now, I've been
known to say touchdowns, I believe. Right?
That's what I'm saying. Statistically, he was the best tight end.
And I'm not talking about you, Coach.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to preface that.
And Doug said, if it don't apply, let it fly, Coach.
Well, I thought this is an instance of hit dogs holler, so I was hollering.
No, but these people said, they didn't say statistically. They said hand over fist, he is the most dangerous tight end in the NFL. And you know what? And I didn't even think about it the way that Brodny put it. Because there was no pressure, and we knew we weren't going to the playoffs, he was allowed to play free. And we've seen time and time again when we need him to make that crucial catch or that touchdown, it bounces right off his face mask.
Or, he secures the catch and Brown's DB just slaps it out of his hand like it's nothing. Either way.
Man, that cat played out of his mind today. I ain't never seen that dude make that many plays.
Josh Johnson?
Yeah. Even when he was with the Rams, he didn't make plays like that.
He didn't, but when you don't have a threat at wide receiver, you can gamble and take chances. I mean,
true.
They don't have to guard the other wide receivers, so he has somebody playing over the top.
I just thought about something. We back in my hometown when we play basketball at the park, it'd be a guy that couldn't really do nothing, and we use this term. He's self-checked. And so I thought about that. Our receiving core is self-checked.
Yes.
Like you ain't even got to guard them. We just focus on the people that matter.
The people that can play. And this is the wide receiving core that everybody wanted. All right. So now let's jump into our offensive and defensive players of the game in your personal opinion. I'll start with you, Brodny.
J.K. Dobbins is the offensive player of the game. Again, he looked like he was limping while he was running last week, and I was really concerned that they rushed him back and everything. But he looks good, man. I know that he put this loss on himself because he's not fast enough yet, and he's trying to get back to 100%. But he's the best player out there on the field for them right now.
Why you traded him?
That's not why I traded him, but it's unfortunate that he went for 125 right after I did, but that's neither here nor there. And I don't know why. Listen, why don't you, while I'm talking, just pick up your phone, scroll through the app, and let me know what you want for James Cook, and then you can hop back in. Defensively, man, I don't want to give it a defensive player of the game. I honestly don't. Like, I know you held him to 13 points, and it was fine. But you held him to 13 and you lost by double digits. So I don't care. I'm not giving a defensive player of the game. I'm just not doing it, man.
I mean,
it's sickening. It's sickening watching this team. That's not the defense's fault, but it's sickening, and I don't like it.
Okay. How about you, Coach?
Offensively, the obvious choice is JK. What he's doing on 1.63 legs is amazing to me. And not only we don't have a threat outside, so we're going to run the ball. And you ain't playing Lamar and a running back threat. You're strictly focused on the running back's going to get the ball now. And he still got whatever he got with 13 carries. Defensively, I think as a whole, the defense pretty much did what they were supposed to. Because I don't think you really gonna shut out any NFL offense unless the offense completely sucks. So I'm content with them. 13 points. I feel like if we give up 13 points, we should win the game, no matter who's at quarterback. But so defense. I don't know who really showed out. I know Hamilton had numbers. He had a TFL. He had a sack. But he did get beat some too. So I on defense, I ain't looked at enough to give it to anybody. Nobody just stood out to me. So I don't know. Rowe missed some tackles. PQ was out of place. I just didn't see nothing. There was none of those splash plays that we had last week. We had this week. It was a solid effort, but it just wasn't after the game last week. I could have said PQ or Rowe or something like that because there was some splash plays. They did good. It just wasn't nothing spectacular. So I don't defensively. I don't know.
I didn't realize that Owe got himself another half sack.
He did.
You didn't know?
No.
But he wasn't blocked either. B.
Okay, but you know what? Like, listen, why you gotta take it away from him?
I ran on that.
He only got half the sack to begin with.
I was going to tell you, PQ was blocked and still got the other half.
That is true.
Why are we picking at him? He only got half the sack to begin with.
And honestly, B, it should have been a third of a sack. It was three guys in there.
So the coach's point, he, being that he was unblocked, he should have got the full sack by himself.
Exactly.
Well, 4.3 speed that don't buy you.
All right,
it's inflation, ain't it?
Indeed, we got a tip
there wasn't a prospect that came out that year that didn't run a 4.3.
That is true. All right, look, we got a tip from Sugarton. Appreciate you, Shug. He said, Brodny, the people of Ghost Town wanted me to thank you for saving the train from the alien robbers. Hendo and Coach, always a pleasure getting your insight on Ravens' loss. Appreciate you both. Have a great night. Much love.
Thank you, Shug.
Thank you, Shug.
Like I told you, man, you can only do what you can do at the time. I'm kind of regretting the decision now, but
it's going on great.
It is what it is.
True.
It was the right thing to do.
I guess. For me personally, my offensive player of the game, of course, it has to be J.K. Dobbins. Who else could it be? He's the only one that decided. Well, Gus showed up, but I don't understand why they only gave him 7 carries, especially knowing
because he's half the player that J.K. is.
Okay, but J.K.'s hurt.
He's still half the player that J.K. is.
Facts. My defensive player of the game, Coach. To your point, yes, you can't stop a NFL team. But just like with us, with Cleveland knowing that we were going to run and that's all that we can do and they couldn't stop it, they knew all we were technically going to do is pretty much go to Chubb and throw a couple passes to Amari Cooper. And we still, at crucial times, let them go down the field. So for me, my defensive player of the game is going to be Greg Roman. Greg Roman. He did Greg Roman type things, and he slowed he slowed everything down. So, I mean, who played better defense than him? He said, "Listen, we are in scoring position. I'm going to call all the wrong plays."
All I want to know is like tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. It feels like Sunday today. But I was wondering that myself, and I was about to ask if anybody saw him do anything. But you said he only played like one snap.
I think he only played one snap.
Ojabo?
Yeah.
I saw him was on punt return. I didn't see him in the game, but I could have missed it.
But I just want to know, like early next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever they put out the odds, are Lamar Jackson's MVP odds going to go up? Because everybody talks about how bad the offense was when he was there, and it was bad, but they were 9th in the league in scoring. It was a much more efficient offense. They were scoring 25 points a game. And you remove Lamar from the equation, and that's the only difference. And you're out here scoring 9. So, I mean, who is more valuable than that? Because I know even Chad Henne can make that Kansas City machine run. We've seen that.
True.
Right?
True.
So who's more valuable in this league than Lamar Jackson?
The funny thing is I had a similar conversation with my wife when we was on a drive last week. And I was telling, because the same situation, you really could say LeBron's been the MVP for the past 12 years in the NBA.
Right.
Because you take him off and you get nothing for the mother squad. This might be the first year he got.
I don't know about the Miami squads, Coach.
Well, not them. I mean, okay. not them. Take Miami out of it.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm really referencing the Cleveland squad.
Cleveland, and then the
Cleveland
Cleveland.
squad. Yeah. I take that out. But I'm just saying it's the same thing because without Lamar, man, it's like I think a competent owner would have called Lamar in the third quarter and be like, look, all right, I play hardball, you win. Come get this money.
Yeah.
Get this bag. All right, so Daniel Franklin says, who else thinks Lamar isn't coming back this year?
No, I think he'll be back Saturday.
You think so?
Yeah.
I hope so, man, because I get these wins, man. I got there's hopefully a matchup with Hendo coming up. I need Lamar for it.
Hey, why is y'all trading in the playoffs?
Because
Brodny's the commissioner.
that's not why. Because there's no trade deadline, and listen, are you saying that in the Dynasty League you don't need to constantly be prepping for next season, constantly putting your team in a better position to win in the future?
Well, since you put it like that, this is my first time.
This is my first time too.
It's my first time, and like I'm gonna keep the same players, so I gotta learn the ropes.
Well, Coach, you got a tall task ahead of you.
Oh, I know.
You know,
Coach is good, man.
No, Coach is not good. Like we gave him a messed up team.
He's got Deshaun back now. He's fine. Getting Calvin Ridley back off the year-long bench.
Oh yeah.
I'm not in either bracket right now. I didn't make the main playoffs, but I was good enough not to be in the toilet bowl.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Everybody got to be playing still, but I couldn't control that.
It's fine with me. I ain't in the toilet bowl. After taking the toilet bowl team.
You know what? Stop it, Davon.
What? I mean, Davon's building for the future. So
Davon just made a trade.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Gentlemen's League.
Yeah, what's up with that? Because you seem to only be trading with Wheezy nowadays. You know, starting to get offended over here. Like, what's up with that? I'm trying to win. You know, so
Gentlemen's League.
It is a gentleman's league. It didn't start that way.
For some people, it is.
What does that mean?
It means that some people don't play that way.
Like who? Name names.
I wasn't gonna name names, but yeah, there we go.
Davon.
Man, like,
first of all, you're not gonna slander my man. You're not just really not gonna do.
You put up a comment that said #no gentleman's league.
I mean, that's his feelings. But now you're blaming him. I'm blaming
him for his feelings.
Hardball.
I don't think that you should be calling me hardball. I mean, I have the number 2 team in the league right now. That's not what John Harbaugh does.
Nah, but you was throwing somebody on the bus, so I thought that was a hardball characteristic.
He doesn't play for me though. So
true.
There you go.
True. Did you hear how Hobbs is setting this pass the buck? He's starting that with the press conference.
Coach, what is John Harbaugh's best attribute?
Lying about injuries,
No,
self-preservation.
that's what's most fun for him.
Right.
Attribute is self-preservation. He's a survivalist.
So you got to know, like even in your stream earlier, Coach, I said, what's the excuses? What are the excuses going to be for when we lose? Because for us Ravens fans, we always have built-in excuses waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's if Marcus Peters hadn't got injured, we were already losing. If Calais Campbell hadn't went down, the game was done. So,
the game technically was done on the fumble, on a D-Rob fumble.
No, the game was done when Tucker missed that field goal. Every time Every time Justin Tucker misses a field goal,
we lose.
It just seems like
you all turn around, like anytime that happens, every Ravens fan turn around looking like they just saw Superman start to bleed. And I don't understand it. He's a kicker. I understand he's a great kicker, but you shouldn't have your kicker in the locker room give a speech just talking about this one's on me, guys. He's a kicker. Go out and score some points. This game was lost when Lamar went down a couple of weeks ago. Like that's what it is. Like Tyler Huntley wasn't going to beat Cleveland. He was never going to beat Cleveland.
I mean, for other organizations, I would agree. Yes, it's just a kicker, but for us, he's been our offense.
Nah, he's just a kicker. The fact that y'all look at him as more is your problem. That's not a special attribute of Justin Tucker. There have been other great kickers. and teams don't worship them.
Big Red say he's not a kicker, he's the kicker.
Brodny, do you not know that Justin Tucker is Mr. Royal Farms?
Justin Tucker is our second best offensive player.
Do y'all know who the most accurate kicker in NFL history was before Justin Tucker?
Nope.
The Colts kicker.
Yeah, Mike Vanderjagt. And then you know what happened one day?
He got old.
No, he just lost it.
He just started kicking it 40 yards right. For absolutely no reason.
He got the yips.
Coach, no, it got bad. Like even 20-yard field goals, he would wide right 10 yards.
Like stop.
He must be from Florida State.
Wow. Whoa.
Oh,
if you actually check, he's from the University of Miami, and I think one of his teammates threatened to kill him. That's what happened.
No, I know that's coming from a place I heard.
It is.
That's not hitting right now.
It is. I can't tell you. Yeah, you know what? Florida State, those 90 Florida State teams were kind of like the Baltimore Ravens. Year after year, we would lose the exact same way. Every year, wide left, wide right. I'm like, oh, how many times are we gonna miss a kick playing these goddamn Hurricanes? Thanks, Coach.
As always,
because we about to go on another streak on us.
That's all right. We dominating right now, so I'm good. That's right, Brandon. Shots fired. You would expect better, Coach, right?
You know what I love about this too? Like, Canes fans can talk because I know Canes fans care about Canes football right now. Like, I don't care if Florida State's beating them every year. They ain't doing nothing down there. So what? Come see me when they're trying again.
Yeah. So they're not trying? So no. Cristobal's not trying?
Cristobal's trying. He's trying. He's
trying to cash them checks.
He got to turn the roster over. Nah. He got to turn the roster over. Anytime a coach has to go out like on a radio show and say, and I'm paraphrasing, but this is one of his what he said. If you have a question about playing time, you can come get your son and take him home. Anytime a man he got to address that, meaning it's been said a bunch of times to the fact that he said something publicly. Mm-hmm. You know, them type of people don't need to be there.
So is that
the type of people that don't need to be there are Mario Cristobal? He shouldn't have got that job. He need to pack his shit and go.
Don't let Ferris hear you say that.
Ferris can hear you say that if you want.
Take that. I believe you need to take that. It sounds like some green hate in your voice right there.
It do.
It's that green Oregon hate. Then.
But doesn't that sound a little bit like I don't need to beg wide receivers to come here? True. If you worried about your stats, then go somewhere else. We'll beat you. We'll see you on the other side of the field. That sounds exactly.
You know what? And now that he say that, Cristobal do want to get back to them old fashioned ways of playing football.
Yeah, get the hell out.
Hey, you right. You sure right.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So you pretty much telling people, don't come here.
Take that old fashioned stuff down to the FCS.
All right, y'all. Let's get on to the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let me know how y'all feel, Coach. Start with you.
I need the breakdown, like just the good, the bad, the ugly of the game.
Yes, sir. Just how you feel. What was good? What was bad? What was the ugly portion?
I be
or the team.
The good part, the run game, and I don't just want to single out JK because he had to have O-line too. So the good part is the run game.
Sure.
The bad part is the receiving core, and the ugly is the player, the quarterback.
Okay. How about you, Brodny?
The good, I agree, is the run game. They were dominant in the run game. The bad would be, I'm gonna agree again. Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley's got to be the bad. And the ugly, I'm gonna say, is 30 pass attempts to 28 rushes, and that is Greg Roman.
Oh, okay. For me, the good is going to be, of course, the running game. Even though we started out the season not being exactly run dominant the way that we thought that the things would be, we have hit our stride. And I think that especially have to give a personal shout out to Ben Powers. I know a lot of us, especially myself, we slept on him early in the season, was like, this guy, He's another draft bust, but they've been doing well. But once again, I need them to run and pass block equally. But run wise, I think all for the most of the season, they've been doing an outstanding job. The bad for me is going to be the passing game and the passing concepts. It's just not working. It has not been working. And we seem to continue to think that the next game is going to be the best game, which is just not turning out to be. I'm going to pivot a little bit for my ugly. My ugly is going to actually be the Baltimore Ravens 2022 draft. For me personally, I don't see any impact players. I know everybody quoted this as being an A++++ draft class with all of this generational talent and all of these players that could have gone in the first round that we've gotten, but I have not seen yet one of them make a significant impact on this team to help us make the playoffs or do anything that's going to help us in the playoffs.
Facts.
With 4 first rounders, no impact.
Hey, that's what I was told. Yeah.
Man, EDC out here struggling.
Well, hey, what do you want to do?
With all them picks in the 4th, no Jordan Stout not making an impact.
Wait a minute, we're gonna have to be silent. We're gonna have a moment of silence.
No, you ain't. What I noticed in the past 3 games is, it's a certain way punters kind of hold the ball to kick to get that backspin when they get on the other side of the 50. This dude do this from all over the field. Just kick the hot air out the ball. You ain't got a position. We don't need no position punter.
He looks like he's got some Mark Andrews in him. Like
he might.
When
his body at work just ain't as big as
time of the game. He'd be shanking them things, man.
And that's coach's boy.
It was.
But he's a rookie, so we're gonna give him a pass for that for right now. Though.
He's a punter, just like the kicker, just like a kick, just like you said, the kicker.
He's still a rookie.
He's a 4th rounder.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, I'm gonna allow for that to be nerves early on, and that he should grow out of it. I'm not saying that it's fine for it to continue. I'm just saying. You come, even if you are just a kicker, I shouldn't say just a kicker. That's not nice.
No,
even if you are a kicker, a punter, or whatever.
Hunters are people
right.
too.
Yeah, you come into an NFL stadium, it's going to be intimidating. There's going to be pressure no matter what your job is. So give them a little leeway on that. I'm just saying, be on the lookout for some Mark Andrews tendencies.
But wouldn't you think that 14 games in that those nerves would kind of dissipate some?
I mean, you would hope so, right? But everybody's different, Endo.
It's true, but he's a 4th round punter.
Yeah, which also puts an undue amount of pressure on you because they ain't no goddamn way you should be drafting a punter in the 4th round.
Megatron.
No, that wasn't the other guy.
I just felt like it was appropriate to drop it at that
time. But okay, what about Travis Jones?
From Connecticut?
From Connecticut. I'm sorry, Connecticut.
I don't know if Travis, like I was talking about the defense, I don't know if he just because nobody really did anything great over there. So I don't know who, because we got blew up some plays, we had some TFLs. It was like a give and take a little bit. So nobody had like this outrageous game. It's actually one I'm going to look forward to looking at the defense to see, what was working.
Defensively?
Yeah.
Letting them score and get some rest?
No, I'm saying because they only scored 13 points.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I want to.
But coach, in Baltimore, we can't say only. Because we can't score 13 points. But you gave a window of 20, but we can't score 13 points.
Window is 17 to 23. And that's with Lamar.
What did we score last week?
10?
I said, did you?
Did we? No, maybe 16.
Who did they play last week? Last week was Pitt, right?
Pittsburgh. We scored 17.
17, 15? 16, 14. I think it was 16, 14. 16, 14.
Yeah.
And how much did we score against the Panthers?
Ugly ass scores, man.
13?
Yeah, 13.
So that's 29. How many we scored today?
3.
32. So it's 11, like you said,
11.5 points a game. So you saying them giving up 13 points, it's not a big feat because once again, we put all our eggs into the defensive basket. So the defense should be carrying this team. I know the offense needs to do more, but when you comprise all of these picks, players, money on the one side of the ball, it should be shut down, especially when you're essentially playing one-dimensional teams. And the last 2 weeks, Deshaun Watson hasn't been playing that well. I think the announcer said Deshaun was playing in his third game in the last 700 and something days.
We actually have 29 in the last 3 games, which is 9.6. Because it wasn't Carolina. Carolina was a few weeks before.
I know that was, but that no scored 13
Denver. Denver was 10-9.
I know the 10-9 somewhere.
So
it's making
the thing with the offense needs to do more. I always want to ask people who say the offense needs to do more, who and how, because there's never an answer. Because you don't expect Marcus Robinson to do more than he's doing. You don't expect Devin Duvernay to do more than he's doing. You don't expect Tyler Huntley to do better than he's doing. So how do you expect the offense as a whole to do more?
Right.
You need to go tell New Ray and new Peter and new Ed back there that they got to put some points on the board at some point.
You're not gonna do that while Coach on the show. You're not gonna do that.
I just did it.
You're not gonna do new Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis. No, you're not gonna do that because their fingerprints were all over this game.
New Terrell,
both of them.
New Terrell down there. Whichever, and that can be Owe or Ojabo, whichever you feel. You need to tell them they need to put some points on the board. Yeah, I'll even let you have your pick at tackle. You know, Nada BK or Jones. That can be your new Nada.
Who knew Brian Billick? Oh, here you be.
That's still John.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Still John.
Okay.
Listen, nobody can condescend like Brian Billick, but John gets close. He gets close.
AGE, I will always be a Ravens fan, but once again, I'm going to be a Ravens fan via Everett City.
in teal and white.
Listen, I'm going to be a Ravens fan via Carolina, Detroit, Miami, wherever he decides to go. We'll speak about 5 or 10 minutes on the Ravens, and then we'll talk the rest of the show about Lamar's new team.
Those hoodies on that side are going to be aquamarine all of a sudden.
Hey, this is a question for you, Coach.
All right.
What happened to Pepe Williams?
So, this is my theory on, and it's going to involve Pepe and JD. We drafted, got hurt in the Jets game, Fuller. Yeah. So now you put a tremendous amount of pressure on 2 guys to try to be your slot corner, which is an important position in the NFL.
Okay.
Neither one of them are ready. So now we're running what we call our big nickel, and pick 14 is at slot. And so now they're putting him in situations where if there's one of those quick, shifty guys in a slot receiver, he can't handle it. And if you got a straight burner, he can't handle it. So now he's in the game, and you got to blitz him and stuff to help do the other stuff. So they almost in a situation that they just weren't ready for the NFL. Pepe or Jalen Norman Davis. They probably should not have been picked when they were. And if they were probably getting coached right, again, let me take that back. We drafted another hurt player. Everybody forget that too. Jalen Norman Davis was hurt. And then, Pepe just from a small school, and he probably played better at college than he would because Pepe be in the right position. He's just so little that bigger guys muscle him around. And I think he might be blow assignments too, but they just like you said, the punter need a minute, the DBs need a minute. That's the second hardest position to play to me.
Well, listen, I mean, you shouldn't be depending on 4th or 5th round picks to come in and start immediately for you in a
well, they weren't. The starter got hurt.
Listen, no disrespect to Mr. Fuller.
I didn't want to say it.
Dude's trash.
Facts.
He was going to be out the game real soon anyway.
I agree.
In my opinion.
And once again, like I said, built-in excuses because everybody's always saying, "Oh, Fuller was still playing." Fuller was garbage last year. he has not played well for the last few seasons, and I don't think he was going to do any better here. But we also forgot to mention Brandon Stevens, because that was supposed to be his job to play in the slot. What happened to him?
But he was a 3rd round pick, and this is his 2nd year.
So yes, once again,
it seems like, I don't know if like the GM is bad at picking players or the coaches are bad at coaching players.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Or both.
Why can't it? Yeah, I'm about to say, why can't they both be true?
Oh, I'm sure it's both.
That's a great question.
I'm certain that it's both.
So that brings me to the next point. Are the problems that we're having and the problems that we've been had, is it on EDC or is it on Jonathan Harbaugh, or both?
Yes.
Does that mean both, Brodny?
Right.
Yeah. Listen, who said? I know the answer to this one, but like, one way you can answer that question. This is like just to get the ball rolling. This isn't even to finish it out. But who said, let's take an edge rusher who tore his Achilles but happened to play at Michigan over a dominant wide receiver? Who said that? Do y'all think it was Jonathan?
Yeah, I think it was.
Why were these people, and there were a boatload of them, thinking this man was going to come in and ball over Bowser, over Houston, over No Way?
10 sacks.
They wanted this dude to come in and like be Superman.
10 sacks. And they were not saying like, when he got drafted. They're like, when he comes back from that date to the end of the season, 10 sacks.
That's unrealistic. Okay. That's unrealistic.
Yeah.
We'll be lucky to get, some of that burst we saw in college next year.
Mm-hmm.
And any down he plays is a plus. I don't expect nothing from Ojabo. Nothing.
So any down he plays is a
next year. I'm talking about this year.
Is a reminder of what could have been and what should have been. You know what you're going to see next year? You're going to see that ball sailing over Ojabo's head while throwing 45 yards downfield to George Pickens, who should be a Raven. That's what you're going to see next year.
I saw that this year.
Yeah, you're going to see. Listen, I'll even give Ojabo that he gets to the quarterback on this play. He's going to hit Kenny Pickett, and both of them are going to sit up, turn around, and watch George Pickens run down the sideline into the end zone.
That's a hurtful thing to say.
Them two are gonna, and as a Ravens fan, those two are gonna forever be intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
Chimbo, what do you mean? Wow, he's not lying. I mean, we saw it happen with the other players. That whole Pittsburgh game, well, the 3 targets. That Pittsburgh game, they just watched the ball just go, and Pickens go up, snatch the ball out the air. I mean, what? I don't know what they would think. I do know what they were thinking. They thought they were outsmarting everybody, and that's the problem. That's the problem with our front office. They always think that they're outsmarting someone. Oh, we're going to get this first round talent in the second round. I know we got an injured team, and we still don't have some pieces working with us, and we're going to go into the season with 2 outside linebackers, but he's going to come back eventually, right?
When they zig, we zag, and that's why Patrick Queen can also watch the ball sail over his head all the way to T. Higgins.
How peak you getting this? How peak you getting this?
Because they took him over T. Higgins.
Oh, listen, Brandon. Brandon's always funny. Brandon's always funny. So that's
I appreciate the implication that it's a contest there, Brandon.
Yeah, sure. Like, we're not trying to be. We trying to laugh, not to cry.
Right.
Because this is actually.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not a Ravens fan. Like this is just funny to me.
Listen, we got 85 people in here.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
If you are new, subscribe. Tell a friend. Subscribe to Lunch Break Hot Take and Sip2Tally Films if you have not already, which I'm pretty sure most of you already are, and you're just coming over from their channels. But thank you nonetheless. All right, let's get to the risers and fallers. So the spectrum with this coach is: let me know who you feel like in the organization they're rising up or playing better, and who's actually going down and doing a lot worse.
Who's rising up? It has to be Lamar's bank account.
Ooh.
That's what's rising up. after today, the price definitely continues to rise.
True.
Who's going down? Everybody's trust in the front office, and even the purple patrol and people that agree with everything happening in front. I think they're starting to, if not turn, kind of be like, look at each other like, what's going on here. So, as far as the play, I can't. There's too much going on at the top for me to just say the rises and falls on the field, because you can only do what you coach to do, and if the coaching is as bad as we think it is, that's the product we get.
Well, that's not true, Coach, because Lamar's coach to do one thing, but he puts the team on his back and wins regardless.
Lamar's different.
He does what Bobby Petrino coached him to do.
Okay, you got a point there. All right.
And his summer coach.
Yeah.
All right, for you, Brodny.
No risers. You lost by double digits to a team that scored 13 points. No risers. Honorable mention there is still going to be JK, just because I think it's fantastic the way he's come back from that injury. The fallers, Coach, I gotta agree with you, man. Like I saw even Sarah Ellison was out there talking about, man, this passing offense is broken. Even when Lamar comes back, he's coming to a broken passing offense, and blah blah blah. And I was like, not you, Sarah.
Right.
But I think Faller has got to be the entire Harbaugh regime, because again, this is the second year in a row that Lamar goes out, and you it seems like there's just no hope for this team with Lamar sitting out. If they go out there again next week and Lamar doesn't play and they look like this again, I mean, I don't know where you go besides somebody getting fired.
Yep, I'm gonna have to agree. For me, my risers, JK, of course. Once he's fully healthy, I think that this offense, I mean, can it look any different with him getting better? I mean, maybe he breaks off longer runs. Maybe we lose 14-10. Maybe, possibly. I'm gonna be nice. It's the holiday spirit. One of my risers is gonna have to be Odafe Owe for actually getting statistics.
After y'all stole him away from him, talking about he was the third man there, how he was unblocked and he was still too slow to get to the quarterback, and they gave him a charity half.
But he also had 2 assists. I mean,
so 2 other times he was too slow to get to the ball carrier and couldn't bring him down.
This is facts. But listen, as a Ravens fan, you have to celebrate mediocrity. You have to celebrate mediocrity as a Ravens fan. So we got to take all the positives we can to say, hey, he's only going to get better. Listen, by the end of the season, Odafe Owe might have 4 sacks.
Biggest myth of all time is that players just get better.
That's a fact.
Some of them get worse.
This is truly a fact.
Kerry Colbert. God damn it.
God. My fallers, it's got to be John Harbaugh. His reluctance and his stubbornness to not change a thing with this team as a whole is perplexing to me. How many years can go by and you lose in the same fashion? Like, it just seems like it's the movie Groundhog Day. When we watch the Ravens play, it's the same thing. It's like the game is close. We're like, oh, we hope they can take the lead. We hope they can keep the lead, and we lose. We may win some, but we lose others. My next one is going to be Greg Roman. He's a faller, but once again, if you pay me money to be who I am, why should I do any different? And then you make me the highest paid at failing? What else am I supposed to do other than fail? You're paying me to fail. You're not paying me to change. I'm not being reprimanded. You don't curse me out. You don't do anything. You just let me be me. So why should I do any different? And my last one is the singer, Mike McDonald. I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. Him. Like, listen, y'all can praise the man all you want, but just listen. Coverage wise, and you as a coach should know, you as a coach should see this more than I should. Like, I shouldn't be seeing these things. You know that the slot is your weakest point in the secondary, but yet and still, that's where we constantly get burned, in the slot, and you're making no adjustments to kind of cover up that aspect of the field. But once again, you're paying me to be mediocre. You're paying me to run a system that don't work.
Can I defend Mike in one aspect?
Of course,
Just
Coach.
one aspect.
He's a rookie.
No,
He's a grad assistant.
No. Because if you take like that weakness in the slot, so you put Marlowe in there. Guess who you're bringing on the field? Brandon Stevens.
That's right.
So
3rd round pick. He learned how to play corner now. He good. How long does it take, Coach? He been at it for a year. They drafted a dude in the 3rd round who ain't never played the position. You know, Carolina did that too, so I shouldn't laugh so hard. I'm proud of myself. I'm at the point where I don't even like automatically remember the dude's name, but you know, he was from App State. He was the quarterback from Appalachian State long time ago.
Shoelaces.
No,
Shoelaces was Michigan. They beat Shoelaces.
No. Yeah. I can't remember his name, but they traded a future pick to move up and draft this dude in the Armani Edwards. Goddamn. All right. Well, Armani Edwards, the quarterback, and they drafted him to play wide receiver, which he had never played a down in his life.
Yeah.
And it was like 5 years of he gonna get it. Look how athletic he is.
So like the Cubs, wait until next year.
But that's what we've been doing, Coach. We've been waiting until next year since 2012. Yeah. And apparently we ain't getting it because it ain't moving. We're not moving that needle.
Lamar's really gonna have to be Superman if we do anything like besides going to the playoffs.
Do you think that
to win a game, to win 2 games, to by God's grace win 3 or 4, he's going to have to go on a Joe Flacco times 2 type of tear.
Yeah,
to carry this team.
Yeah, because who are we? I'm not even saying winning. Who are we competing against that will make it to the playoffs? I don't think we can beat the Jets
in the stretch run right here.
No, I mean if we make the playoffs, we're pretty much assured to get in because the other teams just don't seem to want it. But once we make it, who can we compete with?
I think we can compete with the Titans.
That list went way shorter than you thought it was going to be at the start. But no, you know, it's what I say.
Defensively, I think we can hold the upper level teams to
what?
27, 29, 30 points, but we can't score that many.
Is that a win? Is that a win?
No, it's not a win.
But, you know,
when I say the upper level teams, I'm talking about like they got on the screen, the KC, the Buffalo, them teams that's gonna score during there regardless unless the weather bad.
Right. The problem is like everybody says, oh, you know, as long as Lamar is there and playing like Lamar, you got a chance, right? And your instinct is to agree with that because Lamar he's a generational type of player. You know, he's one of the best in the league, period. I mean, I would even go as far to say he's one of the most talented quarterbacks the league has ever seen. Not that he's accomplished, you know, that much yet, but just in terms of the talent. But the problem is Miami, Buffalo, you know, Cincinnati, they all have superstar players too. You know, and they have more.
Multiple.
Right.
More.
So Lamar
on offense.
Lamar can play his absolute best. But what if Pat Mahomes plays his best that day also, and then Travis Kelce gives you a B game? Then you lost by 20.
That's not funny.
Weapons matter, man. They matter completely.
Oh, I can't wait for Lamar to be playing in Carolina next year.
You know what I feel like? I feel like Lamar has like us regular folk on his team. Like he ain't got no NFL guys. Like he run out there with me at guard.
Right. Yeah, and I used to tell Jose because we used to argue like, man, why doesn't Cam Newton like get, you know, why doesn't he complain about the players that he's playing with? And I'm like, well, Cam went to Blinn, you know, like after he left Florida, he went to Blinn and won a championship. He went to Auburn and won a championship with nobody, and now he's in Carolina. Everywhere he's been, he's the best player on the field by far, and he just thinks that's how it is. Okay. Like he gets to the NFL and this is normal. And you know, he just doesn't realize that other teams have great players, I guess. And you know, it's kind of the same thing here. Like, you know, Lamar's just out there. You know, it's like, yeah, maybe everybody's like Devin Duvernay. I don't know. I don't see every play. Maybe it's like this for all the quarterbacks.
You really believe that?
I just would like to see him in a different setting.
Yeah.
Right.
Preferably not a different uniform, but like a different scheme altogether.
No, man. Have you seen those Panthers All Blacks? They looking nice, man.
I didn't say jersey, man.
They looking nice. You want to see him in a different uniform, man? Those things look good.
But that's the thing. We don't want to see him in a different uniform. We want him to stay here. But coach, there would have to be sweeping wholesale changes to this organization. I mean, the head coach has to go because John Harbaugh's not changing his stripes at all. They zig, we zag.
Mm-hmm.
And zagging ain't getting it. I don't know if they brainwash Eric DaCosta into actually believing, because somebody said earlier that yes, EDC is drafting for Harbaugh schemes, but he grew up in the Raven system, so he only knows one way, and that's the Raven way, or I'm sorry, the partial Raven way, because nobody aside from Lamar and Humphreys, and Peters is playing like a Raven, in my opinion. Harbaugh
you think Peters is?
But for the injury, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not even speaking on level of talent play. I just mean the mentality and how he goes about it. Like, even when he messes up and he bites in certain things. We knew that when he came out of college, when he was with Kansas City, he bites on a lot of plays, but he has that mentality that you can tell that he cares and he'll do whatever he needs to do. When he went one-on-one and tackled Derrick Henry, I said, oh yeah, he wants to win. I can't say that about everybody else on this team. I can't say that about the front office, the owner, Bisciotti. He obviously really doesn't care because he's watching this debacle from up high go on constantly and consistently. So, yeah, I don't know. But I just want Lamar to succeed.
That's right, AG.
It's crazy because as the owner, the more success Lamar has, the more money you make. So why not?
The more money you got to pay. Now,
all jerseys are twofold.
Listen. Let me ask you this, Coach. Let me ask you this. Brian Burns, AC Horn, 3 first-round picks. How's that sound to you?
Say it again. Now?
Brian Burns, JC Horn, 3 first. How's that sound?
4.
Lamar.
No, I didn't say any. I didn't say it was 4 anything. I said, how does that sound?
It sounds okay.
It sounds amazing, right? Yeah. Send that on over. You send 8 down south, and don't even worry about it. One of them picks will be your quarterback. It's fine.
So, Coach, you don't think the Ravens would make that trade?
No.
3 first-round picks? Forget the defensive players. Just the 3 first-round picks aside. I think the Ravens.
Oh, the right. I that's because it kind of went off for a minute. I didn't hear the 3 first-round picks. All I heard was the names: J.C. Horn and
even better, man.
Brian Burns and
Brian Burns.
Player for players. Let's do it.
I think they take that.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. And that's why I think that they're going to give him the non-exclusive right free agent franchise tag, just so that they can see the offers that may be given, because they can match whatever, but it gives them that opportunity to kind of get out, because once again, the franchise tag is going to be between 45, 48 mil,
somewhere in that number. Then
if they franchise tag him the year after, it's going to be between 55 and 60 million.
Somewhere in that number. I know it's going to be plus 50.
Right. So you're giving him $100 million guaranteed for 2 years of service.
Yeah.
That's not the Raven way.
Whereas you could have J.C. Horn opposite of Marlon Humphrey, while Brian Burns is rushing opposite of David Ajabo. What?
Teaching Jason Odafe Owe.
I mean, I don't know that he can learn, but he could try. Y'all could try. Yeah. Amazing.
I mean, it does. I mean, I've always loved Carolina. I wouldn't be mad as long as they did him right.
And they don't have a track record of doing them people right with Lamar's skill set.
You said skin color?
No, they said skill set.
Oh, I was asking. I thought I heard you wrong. Okay.
Well, you should have said skin color because Teddy Bridgewater didn't. It didn't go well for him either. But listen, that was.
But the thing is, you really can't put skin color on it because the guys you had this year weren't doing too hot either.
Well, that was Matt Rule type thing. But let's look at,
put on a Panthers uniform.
But let's look at Jake Delhomme. They made sure he had weapons.
That's right.
And I
did.
Paid that man.
I forgot about that. Number 14, right?
No.
16.
No,
17. My bad.
Yeah.
I remember the name because it was an odd one, but
yeah, he came from New Orleans. He came from the Saints.
Yeah, practice squad. Same place they got their starting right tackle that lost us the Super Bowl. So that's cool.
You just put it on one person,
but just like the practice squad. If he was from the Rams, yes, I do. Because if you just don't make a single block, what else am I left to do?
Facts. All right, we've been in here for an hour. This has been a quick stream. I love it. We got through everything we need to get through. Unless you gentlemen have anything that you want to talk about, or there is anything that you would like to talk about in the chat, this is the time to do it, because this stream is going to end shortly so we can get and go watch some football.
For minutes, for me, I just want to say appreciate you for having me on.
Anytime.
It's always fun to crack jokes and laugh while not crying in the background. I'd much rather do this than wonder. But I appreciate you for having me on, and hopefully we can pull some magic out the hat. If we lose to the Falcons, people got to go. People got to be fired on the plane ride back if it's not a home game.
So now you got me praying. You got me praying that we lose to the Falcons. Thanks, Coach.
That's what I say. Still probably ain't gonna happen because they all stay in the same house. So
yeah. Darius Collins, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate that. You any last words, Brodny?
Like Coach said, thank you for having me on. Appreciate it. I was just thinking about it, like, man, Desmond Ridder playing in his second game, beating this vaunted Ravens defense. That is something I would like to see. That would be amazing to me. Like, I'm not even like, I'm not rooting for Baltimore to lose. Like, I would love to see how that happens with no Kyle Pitts. In addition, so then it's just him and rookie Drake London out there beating Roquan and Patrick and Marlowe and like all these guys. How?
Facts. I don't know. But yes, Agent, the party's over. Unless, listen. So in Coach's Discord, somebody said he should do a Jerry Lewis type telethon stream. So if we lose to the Falcons next week, we might have to give y'all that 2 hour plus stream, because that would really be a travesty with what the Falcons have going on over there. All right, so we're going to end the stream now. Coach, let them know where they can find you and what you have going on.
You can find me on Twitter at Coach Evans9, Instagram and YouTube is Sip2Tally Films, and just weekly film breakdowns and occasional my thought piece from time to time, depending on what I'm doing at the time. But bunch of good football stuff over there. Appreciate you. If you have not subscribed, please come over and do so.
Yes, sir. Brodny?
Yes, Will G. All three of us have Discords. They're all great to hang out in. You should definitely sign up. I would say all three, but whichever one you prefer.
Right.
But I'm one half of Lunch Break Hot Take. Me and my brother Jose, we do a live show every Wednesday at 7:15 Eastern Time, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We follow that up with the overtime show for patrons. And then, we normally stream after the Ravens and Panthers play. But shout out to Jose and our friend OTR and Mike. They're at a holiday party at the moment. We also do a boxing podcast, Ring Kings podcast, where we put out our episodes every Monday at noon, and then we'll stream live after major events as well. And you can find us on all the social medias at LBHT Show or at Ring Kings Pod.
Indeed. Thank you, gentlemen, for stopping by. And Coach, I don't know if I've told you this before, but Brodny already knows this. It's always an open invitation. Like, I'm bad. Like, I'm really bad at inviting people. But if you ever want to drop by, I have no problem with, all of the fellas stopping by talking about the Ravens.
Cool.
And to the Discords, yes, we all have Patreons that you can sign up for. And I'm not sure if Coach does it, but after live streams, we have a little stream get together and we talk afterwards. So if you sign up to each one, you can get a chance to do that. Or you can just come into the Discord, chop it up with us. We talk about everything. And I guarantee you, somebody's always on there. It's 2-3 o'clock in the morning sometimes. We up here stream y'all talking. We're in the Discord doing things. So if you feel obliged, hey, like Brodny said, sign up to one or sign up to all three. Listen, My lowest tier is $3 for the moment. Lunch break hot take, same thing. Coach, your lowest Patreon?
Might be 2 or 3, but I've been in the process of changing. It's 2 or 3, the lowest one. Yeah.
I mean, we all gonna change it. New Year's coming up, inflation is.
We might and I'll say this, it's the Discord is one of the perks of being a patron, but we don't really kick people out if they don't keep the Patreon going. So it's a one-time thing, really.
Yeah, because I had somebody, he signed up and immediately canceled his subscription, but I've yet to kick him out. But I'm saying it's football, it's fun. Everybody's always welcome. I thank you for stopping by. Still 72 people in here. I am truly honored and blessed. This is the most that I've had since I started. So thank you all. Thank you, gentlemen, for stopping by. Listen, bad loss. We can recuperate. We can get back on the right track, but we will see. We have a week to sulk, complain, cuss, fuss, work it out. But I thank you all for stopping by. Remember, always think for yourself. Never let anybody tell you how and what you should think. And most importantly, be somebody important. Be yourself. Until next time, y'all. We out.